Here it is, September 22nd, opening day, 2018 Pronghorn. Sun's coming up. Got Shane set up on this water tank, and we're not seeing any goats really up to the west of us here where all the sun's shining. I'm going to take this little swale. There's another water hole I'm going to try to get set up on here. Public ground's a new piece here, so I'm going to try it out. It looks really good. I told Shane that he's set up. He found a kind of a fence here. Right about 35 yards from this tank. He's weaving some brush in it. I'm going to sneak over and hit this other tank, and we're just going to kind of increase our odds, but just running and gunning. They were in here last year, so hopefully it'll be a good spot. I got to get moving now. All right, I made my way kind of to the south on this piece of public here, and there's actually another field, it's got a milo kind of strip, or a volunteer milo. I think they'll stay out of it, so I won't have a shot to the south. That wheat stuff was too far, but this is all open pasture. There's a water tank down here. I'd like to sit on that water tank, but I think I'm going to try the decoy maybe along this fence, because I got a huge set of yuccas here. I think if they come over this rise, buck will be pretty close to where he won't feel too intimidated. I'm a little leery. I'm almost thinking about setting just the fence line, but I'm thinking I'm going to put that decoy out just to kind of take the attention off me. There's a little bit of a gap here, but I can sit with this fence at my back pretty good. Put some brush in there. That'll be perfect. Perfectly. Pick some of this volunteer milo behind me. I'm sorry about the fog. It's real foggy this morning. Pick some volunteer milo. I got it tucked in here. If they come over this rise from the east, though, they're going to be in our lap. But I feel like they'll be locked on that decoy all the time. I just got to keep my head on the swivel here until this sun gets up a little higher. All right, we were just leaving, and Shane and I go almost back to the truck, and there's a big buck chasing a doe hard, running her. And he ran her down this little ditch, and Shane and I just split up. He's in one really good cut bank. I can barely see him. He's in the shadows. If they come back out of this ditch, they ought to come on either side. I just don't know. There was a truck came down the road about the same time. He could have turned them around, but it's worth a shot. We're going to sit here for a few minutes, and we may end up stalking up this ditch. It's got perfect terrain. Just good. He was right there by them yuccas.
Yeah.
Straight to that sign. We could have stayed right over there and probably got on him, but just couldn't see him. He was right next to the truck. Film much, but we're still in that same little draw. Shane and I are split up on a couple little cuts, and I just threw the decoy up. Shane's out here downwind, probably 75 yards, so hopefully if they come around and hang up, he'll get a shot, but they're just hanging out here. There was a couple trucks stopped on the road, which makes it tough. Shane and I just got the hook up. We got 10,000 acres. 10,000. We were hunting walk-in this morning, and now we got too many water holes to go sit on.
Too many places to decide.
We had them going back and forth here all morning. They're fixing some fence in a spot we want to get to tonight. We're going to go look at another one and then maybe come back to it. There's two of them they're working between that we saw. So just some beautiful country. We got really lucky on this one. Alright, here's the evening set, opening day here, September 22nd. Just got dropped off at this tank. I was going to hunt the other side because we got a south wind, but the gates, they all merge. There's like, all these fences come in like a spoke on a wheel to this tank. It's super dry, it's been hot here. They had a big rain before, so there is some water in the ditches, so we'll see. But all these fences come in here, it's just like a perfect little intersection. So I was going to sit over there, but instead I chose this old tank. It's right next to a new tank, or a newer tank that's poured. It's got a lot of good fresh water, and it's nice and cold. I think these inlet right here, they've been seeing them, so we got real lucky, got some good access. There's definitely got to be a rattlesnake in this thing, so I'm a little nervous about that, but I hope it's worth it. Looking at this windmill, though, I'm kind of contemplating it. A little bit of a breeze. I don't know if you can tree stand hunt them like deer, but I almost check it out. It's a little dangerous maybe, but check it out. I guess you could say I kind of chickened out on the snake set. I just didn't really like the ability to draw in there. It needs to be shuffled around a little bit more. I just thinking of everything was coming, looking like it would possibly be coming from behind me too, and I just don't like the thought of having to turn around all the time. So I'm giving up this behind me with the wind, but I got a great front here. Just threaded a bunch of brush through this fence here, and I think everything that comes through here, you know, I think I can get a shot before it even gets close. So that's the plan anyway. You know how skittish they are. It's gonna be very tough to video. I probably won't video much if I do at all. I might get some approach and maybe set it up, but we'll see. Well, that's all she wrote here, opening day. Pronghorn, I just propped up a chair. I've been sitting on my butt here. I'm about spent. I don't know, that water hole sitting is tough on the mind for sure, but that's a big group. I've counted 14 up there on the hill. One of them is a whopper of a buck. I think there's only one other maybe satellite buck with him, but he's got a harem of does, so they actually came across up by a big old set of bluffs up there that, honestly, I think a guy, if they were doing that on a regular pattern, could sit up there and probably go after him maybe, but that's a tough call. I don't know. It's a big pasture, and not seeing much all afternoon was pretty tough. But check out this moon coming up. They're stirring up dust.
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
Up the terrace.
Yeah, circle.
How the hell did you get over there so fast?
He's on a clip for sure. Looks like he's gonna maybe head over to that creek. Well, Western Kansas showed up today. It's super windy. I've got myself in this little ditch though. I'm only shooting for a 20-yard shot. Had a horrible encounter last night with probably the biggest antelope I've ever had a shot at by far. I mean, only been doing it a few years, but had a dream shot opportunity and blew it. He's a big son of a gun too. And it was breezy, but I didn't even hold to the left. It was blown across, and for whatever reason, he kind of spooked, and should have shot him when he was drinking water in this creek, but decided to wait to go to where he ranged, which where I had him ranged at, and I hit something on a yucca when I was trying to get clear. My bottom limb was down there in it, and it made a noise, and he kind of flinched and started kind of trotting. I had to yell to stop him, and he was not in the spot that I ranged. He was a little further. I wasn't sure, and I think the shot would have probably been a little bit high too, but I definitely, it drifted clear across and totally missed him, thank goodness. But pretty sick about it. What he did is a great opportunity. I'm going to sit in this spot here. It's a big draw that comes up into some big pasture, and all the feed and stuff down here. There's a bunch of them down here this morning, but I parked the truck in the wrong spot, couldn't tell in the dark, so I'll quit talking. I'm not going to get much video. I'll just probably put it out here in front, hopefully get the shot. We'll see. Alright, it's a little afternoon. It's about decision time. There's a trail right there. I had to move the truck. I went down and moved it because I didn't know where it was at in the dark, but there's a huge buck and about 13 does. He just ran another buck off a couple miles. It was awesome, but this trail comes right up the gut here, so I hope this happens. If that lead doe starts, I'm going to try to maybe get a little video when they come across the road, and then after that it's going to be, I got to hunker down here and just try to let all them does. There's a lot of eyes. We'll see.